No one wants to see Tottenham at the top, guys.
Yeah, no, there's still lots of time to be spursy, so it's okay.
Cool, actually is.
Hey, he's under investigation, so.
What is up with these gamblers, bro? Guys, just focus on football.
Illegal betting. So they have to check that out.
Can't say what the problem is. Listen, City is City.
Rodri. Not any
Rodri, actually, low key.
It's a simple equation.
True. People are saying he has the same special awareness
Yeah.
on the road that he does on the pitch. You
Speeding
guys are
down the wing
cold.
and the road. Very inconsistent this season.
That's the thing. Brighton are big hit and miss. It's like these guys could lose.
You
Who
don't
did
know
they get
which
hit
game they're
against?
gonna win. You don't know which game they're gonna lose.
You just know they'll score. That's about it.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe.
Blue Bloods Football back with another video, guys. Resident guest here.
Hi guys.
What's up? He's back again. Last time you saw him was the time we did our Liverpool preview, Liverpool versus Chelsea preview, which, shout out, I said was going to end in a 1-1 draw.
Then we said draw.
You said draw. No,
But
I said 1-1.
You said 1,
I
but
said
you
1-1.
did say 1-1 or 2-2. So.
Yeah, no, it was 1 or 2-2. I can't remember anyway. But as for score prediction, 1-1. So I'm going to go 1-1 for Bridge. Okay, we're going to basically do a Premier League recap.
Yeah.
There've been 8 games so far, and as you know, right now is the international break, which everyone loves. I say that in inverted commas. So yeah, so far it's actually interesting to see how things turned out, especially given our top 4 predictions.
Yeah.
A lot
But
has changed.
there's still a lot of time.
No one wants to see Tottenham at the top, guys.
Yeah, no, there's still lots of time to be spursy, so it's okay.
Thanks.
Cool, we'll be chilling.
Thanks. Okay, cool. So let's go through this in a top 6 context, and then obviously throw in additions like your Newcastle's, Brighton, and Aston Villa. Looking at, let's go United and Arsenal first. It was interesting because before this video and before we planned this one, I kind of thought that they had the same issue in the sense that, cool, they had these transfers from Chelsea. Looking at Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, these were going to be the players that the managers were so stubborn to constantly keep playing. I feel like every manager has that player where, you know, fans are like, why is this guy starting? Managers are like, I'm going to keep starting this guy. It looks like Arteta has changed his tune. Kai Havertz is getting benched more often from what I've seen. Mason pretty much was out with injury. Now he's back, and they threw him back into the starting 11 somehow. So, what's your impression on that?
I think less so for Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the team is winning. So you can't really say he's not working. He's not getting goals and assists, which is something everyone expected from him the first time he came to the league. And for some odd reason, people expected it from him at Arsenal, when clearly that's not what he does.
Yeah.
But in the role that I think Arteta wants him to do, you could maybe say it's working because they're winning games.
But the thing is he a part of those wins, so to speak, if he doesn't start? Because normally, from what I've seen, right, the past 2 games, he normally comes on in the last 10 or so minutes to lock things out. It seems like obviously, we're not coaches, we don't get the perspective. I don't know exactly what he's putting him in for. But from my perspective, it looks like the game's pretty much done and dusted. They're just looking to ride things out, experimenting things, trying to see, okay, Kai, you know, with less pressure on you, we're winning the game. Let's see how you perform and see if you can actually be a part of his team. Because if I'm not mistaken, from my perspective, it looks like this guy's replacing Xhaka. Yeah, in a different sense. They're obviously not similar players. But from an analysis video I saw, it looked like Xhaka was getting not a lot of goals, but more goals than he was expected to get. So the perspective was that they put in Kai Havertz, and they could say that he's more of a prolific goal scorer compared to Xhaka. Maybe not the best, but still, if you compare the two, you would think that Kai would score more.
I think at some point, Xhaka wasn't like a 6 anymore, because Arteta kind of changed that with Partey. And now he is more of a playmaker. So maybe that's why he got Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz used to be like a cam. He used to play as a cam at Bayern Leverkusen, so we thought.
And it's weird about Arsenal, bro, because it's like they're getting results still. They're undefeated.
They are second.
Spurs, and they're second.
I mean, they tied on points, goal difference, everything.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying. And last game out, they beat City. People can say what they want against the City, whatever, like they were off or whatever, but hey, a win is a win. Also in that mentality, bro, like they hadn't won against these guys for time. And they finally
had
got
the
that
edge mentally. Because it's like, it was like what, like 8-9 games where they hadn't beaten
back to back
City.
to back. Exactly. So it's weird what they're doing. It feels like Arsenal's a very different team, but still getting the result. They're not as explosive as they were last season. It was like they came in with so much energy and attacking drive. And now, all of a sudden, it's like they're maturing in a sense. They're getting Declan Rice in, they're changing up his strategy. Partey's playing right back sometimes. That I don't know about, but yeah.
No, in game he shifts into the midfield. Yeah.
Oh, okay, extra numbers. Okay, cool. And let's speak on United. For me personally, despite the last game, I feel like nothing's changed.
Yeah, I still don't have hope for them. It's a tough time for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, low-key get the wins because all you need is you need
grind
momentum.
them out, when you can.
True. And the next game is Sheffield, you mentioned, yeah?
Yeah, away.
Sheffield. Okay, Sheffield away, not bad.
But I think that the issue is like injuries. And then a lot of people I've seen, they say Mason Mount and Bruno are practically the same. Obviously, Bruno might have like the edge with quality
and creativity and stuff.
But at the end of the day, they still just box to box. They both do the same
essentially,
thing.
Yeah. And that's my thing as well. Amrabat in the team now. Obviously, he's playing left back because of their massive injuries.
But even if he wasn't playing left back, where would he be playing?
Isn't he supposed to
Who's
be
going
that?
to be benched?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I think of all the midfielders, if you ask me, of all the midfielders that can be benched, Casemiro's never going to be benched.
Never.
They need him the most.
Neither is Fernandes.
Fernandes can't be benched as well. Isn't he the captain, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, he's the captain.
Without that, I think he'd still be starting.
Exactly, still with that too. And then, I mean, in my head, I thought Eriksen, every time Eriksen's come into this team, he provided some kind of better spark than...
Based on like what we've seen in the team and how they performed in the team, he'd be undroppable for
I think so. And it seemed like they had dropped Eriksen for Mason Mount. And, he got injured, they shifted him back in. United looked better. Not the best, but still a little bit better.
Better is better.
Exactly. So in my head, bro, if Amrabat comes into this team, sure, it's a loan option. This is a loan that he's on. I think he plays, if not him, then Eriksen at least. But I just do not see, guys. I don't see where Mason comes in.
I still don't see Amrabat working, though.
You don't see it?
He's like a 6. He's like a ball-winning midfielder.
Exactly.
Why would
Casemiro.
You have two of them in the team?
They're
struggling for goals.
That's true.
And for defense, it's just I think it's just a very confusing time. I wouldn't know what to do to fix the problems. You're not scoring goals.
Yeah.
The defense, okay, you've got a lot of injuries in defense. Maybe that's why they're conceding.
Yeah.
But the attack is fully fit.
At the same time, yeah.
Except for like right wing, sure they've.
Yeah. And looking at this team, looking at players like Rashford, every time I look at that guy, I don't watch that many United games, but this guy looks fed up. He just looks like a kind of player who feels he wants to do it by himself kind of thing.
I feel like the fans are also, I see a lot of the time, they look like they fed up with what he does.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
It's just,
and like, it was so funny, bro. This guy, it's not funny, but he's fine. He got into a car accident after that one game. People are saying he has the same special awareness.
Yeah.
On the road that he does on the pitch. You guys are cold.
The road.
He does the same thing every week. Man. But one bright side is that they have Højlund. He has good Champions League form so far. 3 goals, and he hasn't really replicated in the league, but it's still good for a striker to get goals.
You can see he can do it.
He can do it, exactly.
He just needs better supply in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Even the goals in the Champions League, running from the halfway line.
Bruh, it's just
it's
pace and power.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. Anyway, so also one other thing for United, I'm sure you guys know as United fans, that the Sheik's bid had been rejected and they pretty much dropped out of the race to get United. So you guys are stuck with the Glazers for another century or so.
Almost double the market valuation.
Yep, 7 billion. So hey, that's your problem. I don't know how you guys are feeling right now. Leave that in the comments. So Liverpool next. I'm gonna let you go for that one and say, your boys, what do you think about their results so far? Hey, bro, can you chill behind the camera there?
I think as things stand, we're doing well. Robbed in the Tottenham game.
How do you feel about that, guys? As a Liverpool fan, do you want the replay?
It changes the whole game. It doesn't matter if you want a replay.
Fair.
Not gonna get a replay in the first place.
True.
I think everywhere we have seen talks of a replay, they've discussed why it can't be a replay perfectly. If we get a replay, if another team has another decision go against them and there's discussions for it being a bit.
Now everyone has to get replays.
They've all got a chance to be like, Liverpool got a replay. Why can't we?
Exactly. And this fixture list is mad, guys. Like international break stuff, all these matches coming back to back to back. Hey, I mean, listen, it'll be good in the context of FPL. They'll do double game weeks for sure. I don't mind personally. I'm just a fan. But yeah, for the rest of the guys actually playing, that's another one. But
we just rule out the replay.
Pretty much, yeah. But I agree with you in the sense that, you guys got to rob that game, I have to say. Personally, I don't think VAR is the problem. I think it's the rules surrounding VAR and how it's used. So if we scrap VAR, like a lot of people are suggesting, guys, it's gonna be worse. You think it can't get worse? It will get worse because human error will be an excuse basically. Refs will come out and be like, nah, human error.
Even if we didn't have VAR for that decision, apparently the ref was saying offside anyway. So
you see,
it was gonna be ruled out.
Yeah,
either way.
the only person that was saying like check it again and draw the lines
the
was
replay. The video replay guy.
Yeah, there's one of those guys. Yeah, I forgot.
You know, the guy whose job is just playing the video for the people.
Bruh, this guy. Yes. So nah, I have to say, as a fan, you guys are ripped off that game. Anyway, but overall, I think Liverpool are doing quite well.
Yeah.
That was their first loss. That was their first loss this season. I think they were undefeated, but unfortunately, you guys got ripped off that game, getting results. And they're a team that knows how to attack. It seems to me they have like at least 4 players that are capable of scoring 10 plus goals.
And no matter what the situation. And most of the time, we scoring the goals with a man down. A lot of the games,
you guys it's always uphill battles for you guys,
always
bro.
Uphill battles.
Yes.
So what happens when we're not getting these red cards?
You see, exactly. That's true. One thing I will say is defense could improve. I don't know what it is structurally, personally. I don't know if it's a personnel problem or you need that 6 per se, because it looks like the midfield.
Yeah, just to have someone in front of the defense.
That might help a bit.
Them.
Who's that Asian guy you guys got? Endo. How do you feel about him? I haven't seen him play, but
I think...
Was he not supposed to be that guy to an extent?
I'm not sure why. I think a lot of the games he hasn't, played much and started a lot. Like the midfield 3 that we start and stuff like that. We play McAllister a lot as like in a double pivot type role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if Endo had to start as the only 6 in the team and he was the one protecting and you just leave McAllister and Szoboszlai to play in front of him.
4 players, yeah.
Maybe the defensively we might be the same.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're allowing McAllister to push the team forward more, and that's adding
Score
more to our offense. Yeah, like at the end of the day,
add more firepower. These guys.
I can't remember a time where a lot of the time we were winning leagues and winning lots of games because of defense. It's always been goals. No,
I disagree though, because I think it started off with you guys in that sense where you guys were a high attacking team in terms of scoring and stuff, especially in the days of Mane and Salah and Firmino and stuff. And then before you managed to secure like Becker and Van Dijk, who changed your entire defense and actually made you a very competitive team in terms of the league and the Champions League.
Even after that, we would concede 1 or 2 goals.
You understand what I'm saying? So that made the difference. That's what wins titles most of the time.
If you look at now, 1-2 goals as well is what we're conceding.
But it's still per game. So that still leaves a risk. You understand what I'm saying? If you concede goals, you still run the risk of losing to an extent or dropping points at least. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Because that's how, if you look at it now, I mean, cool, the top 2 teams, I don't say Spurs have the most solid defense, but they got a couple of clean sheets in here and there, which is very important. Arsenal to an extent, cool. But yeah, at the end of the day, any time a team wins a league, a massive part of that is getting a certain amount of clean sheets in. That's needed.
We've gotten some so far.
True. You've gotten some,
So we have the capabilities of doing
it.
Yeah. One is against the high-flying Aston Villa right now, so...
Facts. Hey, crashed that game 3-0. Yeah, that was an interesting game. Okay, cool. So moving on to interesting Spurs. So yeah, before I mentioned that I felt like they were playing better without Kane, funny enough. It's hard to say better, but they are a different team. They're looking quite good. I admire their manager and how simple his football looks to me. He just seems like he has a very simple concept of like, I remember I saw a clip of their training session and he just told the guys, get the ball forward in 3 touches. That's it, get over the line in 3 touches. Not that I'm saying they do that every game, but it's that approach.
But that's the core fundamental.
You understand what I'm saying? He's like, just do this, and then from there, maybe they're going to build. So I have to admire this guy. He came in with no pressure as well. Not many people expected much from him. I think that's a good place to start as well. You can just work. I mean, cool, they've lost Harry Kane. People thought they were going to sink. But so far, it's looking okay for Spurs.
Yeah.
It's looking okay. What you saying?
I think if they had Kane... they'd be even better than they are now.
I think so too. No, I have to give it to
I think they'd
Facts, that's true.
So much better. But at the same time, maybe before the issue was forcing the ball to him as much as they could.
Yeah, true.
Maybe with Ange now, if he came in, he'd tell them like stop.
Yeah.
Get the ball forward, not just get the ball to Harry Kane.
Yeah.
But I think Harry Kane would have definitely done so much better with this approach. I think I said it in the other videos, like before they just kept getting defensive managers.
Okay, I hear that. Interesting.
Like Conte, Mourinho, Nuno is like there's a lot of defensive managers.
I hear that in a sense.
It never worked.
Wasn't
and finally now it
football,
looks like they got like a positive manager who wants to attack.
Basically,
and look at He's playing Basuma, who didn't play last season. They bought him.
And he's looking good.
He was out of favour for some odd reason. Conte just didn't want to play him.
Yeah.
Even the assistant that was interim didn't want to play him.
Yeah.
Ange comes in. He's looking like a baller. 100%. Oh my days.
True. He's looking solid, guys.
That double looking what fun.
And Saw. Oh my days. No, it's actually looking really good. Højbjerg can't even get into this team. That's another thing. So it's like, damn. Okay, Spurs. They're looking sharp.
They're looking really good. But there's still time for them to be Spursy.
Spursy.
And our prediction to come right away. They're not so there's still time. There's still time.
Plus the striker situation of theirs. Like, cool. Like, I mean, Madison's been mad creative. He's doing bits. I won't lie, but it's like
perfectly.
And Son is coming into that role slowly but surely. Richarlison, I felt would have been that guy, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's a confidence issue. He's just not. I'm sorry. And
he needs the Brazil serve.
And then maybe things will change. So he's not that guy. So I want to go Newcastle first, actually, before Brighton.
Interesting.
Newcastle. Let's pick up from that. Here's my thing, right? I think they're a great team. I think they're doing well so far, especially in the past 2-3 matches, including the Champions League game where they smashed PSG. I have to give them credit for that. But at the end of the day, I don't know if they are ready to be a big team in my head. I think they still have that mentality of like, okay, but we're still the underdogs, so to speak. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to elevate yourself. Because the way when I saw that was when you guys beat them in that game. You guys, we were away from home. You had a red card. Trent was on a yellow. Gordon was still running bits there. And it just looked like everything was in Newcastle's favour.
Darwin comes on.
You understand what I'm saying? You managed to flip it around, which was crazy for me. Credit to Liverpool for that. I'll give them that. But at the same time, Newcastle also dropped the ball.
They lost that game.
They really lost that game.
It was more a thing of they lost it compared to we won it.
Yeah.
I mean, Darwin scored 2 goals from the same spot, same...
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So that thing... exactly. I think it's like in their heads, they were really scared of you guys, you know what I mean? It's like Liverpool. And the record against you guys was hectic then. I don't think they'd ever won, or was it Eddie Howe's never won against Liverpool? Something along those lines. So they were on the brink of an historic win, so to speak. And it just didn't happen. Also, I think, what has to change is their mentality if they want to bring it up. They have the players, they have the system, they have the coach, finances, it seems. And it seems like you're telling me Tonali actually is...
He's under investigation, so...
What is up with these gambling, bro? Guys, just focus on football.
Illegal betting, so they have to check that out, see what happens with that.
See what happens. Okay, interesting. Alright, let's move on to Brighton then. So guys, at Brighton, they're an interesting team for me because in the past few games, recently, it seems like they were feeling the effects of having an extra competition added to their whole...
I think De Zerbi said the same thing.
He said the same thing as well, basically how he's complaining about his players not being replaced and there's an extra competition, so they're not at that level yet. And you can see it in the Europa League games that I caught a little bit of, that they were struggling. I remember I left that game at 2-0. They did come back to win it. I draw 2-2, which is quite good. But at the same time, especially the way Brighton play, that high level of intensity and pace, you need to have the depth.
The depth, the energy.
The energy, exactly. So one thing about them that is good is that they know how to score goals. Can't say that much of Chelsea at the moment, but it's good to see. They got the most amount of goals this season in the Premier League so far. I can't remember how many, but they are leading those stats. And it's an interesting one because they're playing against City next, who also seem to be struggling. They got their first time they got 3 losses, is it? Was it 2 losses in a row? 2 losses.
Yeah, because they've lost twice.
In the Prem, yes. And then they lost another one in the EFL. They got knocked out by Newcastle. Yeah. So if we include that one, I guess it might be 3. But it's not looking good for them at the moment. Can't say what the problem is. Listen, City is City.
Rodri. Not having
Rodri, actually, low-key.
It's a simple equation.
True, actually. Yeah, Rodri
as soon
does.
As Rodri was out,
just all of a sudden, they came difficult. These guys could not grind out results to save their life. Is he back next game? Or was it still...
I think he is because he has 2 games that he missed.
Was it 2? Including the Arsenal one. And they really needed him there. So it's interesting to see how much of an effect this guy's had on the team.
How much of an effect a good DM has on the team.
That changes everything. It could be season changing, guys. So we'll see how they do in their next game. But like I was saying, Brighton, especially against City, I think that if Rodri's there, it helps him a lot. It really helps him a lot. Without him there, it's looking peak. But if Brighton can find the energy, I think they might do bits. Like I said, they know how to score goals. So what you saying about them so far?
So you were right. They have scored the most goals, 21.
21.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But at the same time, they've also conceded a lot of goals. 16, which puts them It's actually like Luton have conceded less.
That's crazy.
Luton have conceded 15 and they've conceded 60.
Damn, that says something.
Yeah.
I mean, think about. Okay, here's my question to you, right? You think De Zerbi, for example, I mean, okay, yeah, you got a decent coach right now, but in the United fans' perspective as well, a lot of them are calling for like, let's get De Zerbi, get rid of Ten Hag. Ten Hag doesn't know what he's doing. Do you think he has the stuff to be a decent, like a top 4 coach?
I don't think right now.
You don't think right now?
Because
I think that's a great answer. Okay,
I think when you're trying to transition from a coach like De Zerbi, a young upcoming coach, if you just from Brighton go to a big team like Graham Potter did,
it's the same effect.
You're dealing with players that have a star mentality, and you have to be able to control that mentality. 100%. And if you can't, you're gonna lose the dressing room and you're gonna get sacked because all the players are like, this guy can't.
Exactly. Yeah, true. And I think he needs to learn how to play for a result as well. It seems like his biggest goal, and he's come out and said this, he wants to play entertaining football. And he didn't exactly say he doesn't care for the result, but it's kind of how it came across, in the sense that he wants to play attacking football, entertaining football first and foremost, and the results is the results. That's essentially what he said.
Which is why I think they like very inconsistent this season.
That's the thing. Brighton are big hits and miss. It's like these guys could lose.
You don't know
they get
which
hits
game
against?
they're gonna win. You don't know which game they're gonna lose.
You just know they'll score. That's about it.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe.
And
you just know it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Who beat them? It was Newcastle. It was at that 4-1 one where they got smashed. Yeah, exactly. Newcastle are a team that are hard to score against at the same time.
Didn't Aston Villa
Aston Villa too was at 6. It was after they beat United.
Yeah, they had just come off beating United. Didn't they keep a clean sheet against them as well?
Exactly, like 4-0 or something, and then they go lose 6-0. It's like, yeah, these guys. Yeah, anyway. So moving on from there, okay, Newcastle, so you go Aston Villa. Okay, I'm going to start. Aston Villa. They look to be grinding out results so far as well. They're doing quite well. Ollie Watkins has come into form, which really helps them too, because he had a bit of a quiet start to the season.
Yeah, he was more like facilitating than
True,
scoring.
exactly. Yeah. Now he's actually quite a big part of this team and how they get their results out. So I have to give it to them in that sense. Emery is looking quite solid with this team. He's got a plan. I respect
Solid
that. Like
manager.
ever since he's come in, actually, cool. They started off on like bad footing because I mean it was Gerrard who had just left, and then shout out to you, Liverpool fans, and then Emery had come in and he kind of stabilized the team, got them a decent run of results, and ever since then he's been quite good. I haven't seen him fall
Good
that much.
signings as well.
Great signings, bro. Undercover signings, Diaby, Pau Torres. Who's that Zaniolo, bro? Like, how are they?
But he's also being investigated.
Guys, nah. These guys must stop.
It's him and Tonali.
What is happening with crime this season and footballers? I don't know if it's getting more exposed now than it was before, but like, you know, players at United, like everyone, guys, Anthony, my goodness, this guy got accused of beating his wife. But here's the thing, right? I hear that in the sense there are a lot of accusations, but when I heard how it happened, I'm like, guilty. He headbutted. She's complaining about him headbutting her, bruh. A headbutt. That's a very specific complaint. Like, who headbutts the chick? I don't know. But anyway, shout out
have to wait for the verdict.
Pretty much, because he's also out of the team for the time being to deal with this case, and Brazil's pretty much dropped him from their squad as well. Not that he was starting there, but still sucks. But anyway, Aston Villa grinding out great results. Their board seem to be doing well, made fantastic signings, and they're all actually playing a really good part in this team.
All the signings.
So great to them. We'll see where they end up this season.
Yeah, and they play nice football too.
Is it? Yeah, they actually play very entertaining football. I have to give it to them. Yeah.
Some of the signings from last season that people thought were disappointing. They're doing decent right now, like Bailey.
Oh yes, actually, yeah.
I think
doing bits. No, I hear that. Not bad.
5th place.
5th place.
Yeah, that's where they are right now.
Yep, and speaking of places, they are higher than Chelsea at the moment.
And United.
And
Newcastle.
And Newcastle. Damn, okay, respect to that. So anything you want to add on to that?
I think my prediction for the top 4 is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll have to throw that video on, or just the list, just to compare and make sure.
I said Newcastle would struggle.
Yeah, true, actually. Champions League edition. Yeah, I felt that too. Okay, cool. So ending off with Chelsea, guys. Okay, so Chelsea, it's interesting because I'm happy. Okay, no, I'm not. Let me not say happy. I'm content with where we. Wrong word. I'm content with where we are now, in the sense that it's like not in terms of table position, just in terms of form, at least. past 2 games in the Premier wins, which was great, especially in the way we won the last one, coming back from behind, which we haven't seen for the longest time. So it shows that character. Showing fight. And then in the EFL, you know, I thought we were going to get that loss against Brighton. We knocked them out, 1-0 win, which was good. And players are coming into form slowly. Biggest test, Arsenal, obviously. I feel like that will show, okay, cool, how is this form? Is this just a purple patch? Or is there some substance to this?
To build on to.
Exactly. So I feel like I'd be happy with the draw in that game personally. I kind of predict like a 2-1 loss, 1-0 loss. So a goal difference of 1 basically. But I'm going to say a 1-1 just to believe. If we can hit that game with the same mentality that we pushed against Liverpool in the very first game, I'll be happy. I just want that character and that push so we can see that there's something to build on, like you said. But yeah, starting off the season, things did go left. I didn't put these guys in the top 4 for a similar reason, in the sense that I felt like there was a lot we needed to work on. Like everything changed. Bunch of new players out, bunch of new players in, new manager, and we're still making backroom staff changes, like slowly. New sporting director, we hired a guy from Brighton again to do something. I don't know, guys. So a lot needs to happen, and I'm just looking for the next game personally. So what you saying?
I don't think I have anything to add on Chelsea. They're just very disappointing. Like, you know, they had such a great run of fixtures and they've done so bad with them. Now they've got hard fixtures.
Now we got hard fixtures. That's like,
you couldn't do it in the easy fixtures. Now you have
what
to
makes
hope
us think we
you
got
can grind out draws even. So
True,
I think they're staying around mid-table right now.
You're right. Okay, cool. I hope it remains to be seen. I think we got some decent form going on, but yeah, fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to add overall? So for changes, do you think anything's changed?
I
Keep
don't.
it the same.
I think I'm gonna stick to my guns and keep it the same.
100%. Okay, cool. So yeah, I have nothing else to add, guys. Let us know what you think of the video. If you want us to do more stuff like this, like, subscribe, let us know. Blue Bloods Football, signing out.